want to do a video here and kind of take a step away from the car business and just kind of talk about something that seems to happen a lot in the videos that I post. And I think it's time that we address this.
Welcome to Car Talk, where I share my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. No hype, just real experiences, no luck, just hard work.
Hustle over talent is always the motto. Welcome to Car Talk.
And that is, car dealerships are not paying their salespeople enough. I hear this a lot. I hear about minimum commissions and how it's kind of unfair, and the salespeople are expected to do so much, and they're not getting paid properly for that, at least in their eyes. Now, I always take the approach of not disagreeing with people. I'm not going to disagree with you, because if you believe that and that's how you feel, then that's valid. But I will talk about and share my opinion, whether or not that you believe that or you feel the same way I do. That's okay. I'm not here to force you or try to make you do a certain thing or believe a certain way. That's not what the goal of this channel is here. And that's not the goal of Hustle Over Talent. The goal here is to show you that it is possible. You can achieve your goals financially or whatever the goals are. You can achieve them. And you can achieve these simply by hustle over talent. That is the whole motto. And I'm okay if I'm only going to help one person. That's okay. And everybody that has a negative comment on my channel, I respond to them. And again, it's never disagreeing with them. It's always, hey, your point is valid. If that's what you believe, that's okay. I'm okay with that. You're not shaping my life. Your comments or how you view a certain topic is not affecting my life. I'm very secure with who I am and how I got to the position that I am. So that's why I want to talk about this today. Okay? I'm a huge believer that the car business, the store that you work at or the store you used to work at, okay, is a machine. And this machine does not have any emotion. The owners, the GM, the vice president, whoever, the CFO, they all work for the machine. And the machine has to run off of certain margins. And it's just a business. And I learned this a long time ago, that the car dealership doesn't owe me anything. Whether or not that's true for you, that's up to you. But to me, it doesn't owe me anything. But in the same regards, it's willing and able to give me so much if I'm willing to try, if I'm willing to put forth the effort, if I'm willing to set my emotions aside and just go and get it. I didn't just get this new position of general manager simply because I was owed this position. I got it because of the work I put in. And also, when it comes down to it, and we talk about how much we're getting paid and all this, right? The question I really want to ask is, how much should you be paid to sell cars? If you sell 10 cars a month, how much should you be paid? If you sell 20 cars a month, how much should you be paid? Because not just selling the cars, right? There's other aspects that go into selling the cars, okay? Selling the cars is just one aspect. The customer service, how is the CSI? Are you setting up warranty, gap insurance? Are you actually putting the customer in a good financial position? Are you selling any of accessories? Are you setting up service in the future? Are you actually retaining your customers for longevity? These are all the things that go into selling cars. I've been around some really good salespeople who can sell a lot of cars, but everything else was terrible. They couldn't make any money. They never sold any accessories. Their CSI wasn't that good. They were all about themselves. They would talk to as many customers as they needed to sell whatever cars they were trying to sell. And it didn't matter if they went through too many customers. It didn't matter how well they did the CRM. It didn't matter. Nothing mattered to them. And I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. It's everything matters. Okay? And again, I'm not going to disagree with you if you feel like you're not paid enough. Because also, your store might be different than my store. And my store might be different than the other stores, right? Like, I think every market is going to be paid differently. You might get paid a little bit more in a higher volume market where they're expecting more out of you, right? If you're in a heavy new car store that you have to sell heavy amounts of new cars, you might get rewarded a little bit different. But guess what the awesome thing is when I read these comments? The awesome thing about this is we all have the ability to leave. We all have the ability to go find another career, another job, another dealership. We have these choices, but instead we blame our store. We blame the market. And I just, here's the other thing that I want to make clear. I've worked in this business 20 plus years. I've seen people quit the business. I've seen people work in the business just as long as I have and have nothing to show for it. Okay? I also learned this early on, watching people in the business. And I almost quit because of this, because I thought that the business was not good. It wasn't going to help me financially because I was watching all these other people struggle and living paycheck to paycheck. But you know what I noticed? Man, these people, they sure dress nice. They ate at the nicest restaurants. They had the nicest cars. And so I made a choice. Instead of quitting the car business, I made a choice that it wasn't the car business. It was the people within the car business. And it was the stigma of what you have to live up to be in the car business. And I decided that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to set myself up financially. So one day, if I don't want to do the car business anymore, I can. So I started putting my money into real estate. And guess what? It takes a while. The first house I ever bought to rent out, okay, it took me $20,000 to save up for the down payment at this time. Okay, $20,000. And in return, I rent that house out. And every single month at the beginning, I was making $400 a month in the cash flow to rent this property out. So not only did I have to save the money, I had to be willing to let go of the money. And in return, I knew that I was only going to get $400 back. But the other thing that I knew is the $20,000 that I put in, it wasn't going to go anywhere. It still was going to be there. It wasn't going to go anywhere. And I also felt like, hey, the real estate is about to go up in value. So not only will I keep getting the $400 every month, my $20,000 is saved, plus the property value is going to go up. And after I bought the house, you know what? It motivated me in the car business to want to do it again. So I did a few times now. But I still watch people complain about the car business. The same car business that has set me up financially, that's allowed me to become a great salesperson, a great assistant manager closer. You know, I did finance for a while. I became a sales manager. I became a general sales manager. And now I'm on the road to becoming the general manager. And I'm here to tell you, you can listen to as many videos as you want. Yes, it's going to take some sort of talent. Yes, I agree. It will take some sort of talent to make this happen. But I promise you, I've gotten this position simply because of my hustle. I am willing to outwork everybody. I'm willing to learn more. I'm willing to dedicate more time. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of my family up front to make this happen. And most people won't. Most people would rather talk about a freaking minimum commission then hey, what is the actual goal? What is the actual goal? And what are you trying to achieve? Whether or not you make $4,000 to $6,000 to $10,000 a month, what is the goal with the money? Because if you don't have a goal with the money, you don't have a purpose for making the money, I promise you, you're not going to put in the time that's required to learn how to make it, to get better at sales, and you're sure is not going to trade your time for a little paycheck. I guarantee that's never going to happen. So if you're not putting forth the effort and you're not learning how to get better, then you're not also, since the results aren't there, you're not going to be willing to trade your time for it. But I promise you, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. Okay? Maybe I have to put more time in the next person. So maybe I actually show up to work and put more time in than the average person because I'm not as skilled. But then everybody around me thinks I'm the most skilled. And still to this day, I don't believe it. I actually tell some salespeople through my career, man, you're more talented right now than I was when I was selling cars. You're way more talented. The difference is I was willing to put it in action and have a plan for it, and you're not. That's the difference. So, hey, I appreciate all the comments. I'll always respond. I'm never going to be hateful. I'm never going to have this ego telling you guys it has to be this way. It is this way. No. You have your own life to live. You have your own reality that you live in. It's up to you what to do with it, okay? And let's just take, it's not even about the car business at this point. It's about you and your life and your ability to put forth the work, put forth the effort to achieve whatever goals you want. I also am a firm believer that the car business isn't for everybody. And there's a lot of people that are in the car business that realistically shouldn't be in the car business. And their managers just haven't told them. I'm a firm believer of that because I've came across people in my career and I've told them, like, I just don't think this is the right business for you. So, like, I don't know why you would keep going because this is always going to be a job for you and it's never going to be a career. Like, that's just my opinion. You can prove me wrong, but I would hate to see you waste it. So take a minute and just like take the car business out of what I talk about. If you watch my stuff, just take the car business out of it for a while. And just think about your life, your goals, your actions. And when you make comments, think about the comments that you're making. Why are you making them? Just today, I had a guy, I did a video, and I talked about Jamarcus Russell, okay? I don't know. Maybe there is bigger issues that he has going on in his life, and if there is, man, I feel bad for that guy, and then I hope he got it straightened out, or hope he does get it straightened out. I just said the guy had so much raw talent that I don't think he put forth enough hustle to sustain that. And I got commented on, shows how much I know about football. Yeah, okay. I don't, maybe, sure. Love the Seahawks. But yeah, I don't spend all my time watching football. I just don't. I do watch it. I do like it. But I don't spend all my time. Then I had another guy that posted, long post about all this stuff, been in the business 26 years, posting about how they're not getting paid enough. They're expected to do all this stuff, and it's just not fair. Why did you spend 26 years in the car business then? I don't understand. But I could be wrong. But I would be willing to bet that the financial situation and stability is the bigger problem. Or maybe not. Or maybe he's financially set and everything's golden and he's just looking out for the younger generation. And if that's the case, I commend that guy because that would be awesome. I don't know him or her, whoever made the comment. I don't know. But what I said back was, why don't we talk about how we want to achieve set target opposed to talking about it's unfair how we're getting paid? Because again, it leads to the first question. What should you get paid? If you sell 10 cars a month, what should you get paid? Should they care about the CSI? Should they care about the gross? Should they care about anything else in the entire deal? Or just the actual fact that you sold the car? And if that's the case, what should you be paid? I mean, hey, we're all gonna do what we're gonna do. We're all gonna step foot inside of a dealership into a career, and we're all going to make our own choices. Doesn't matter what video you listen to. It's just it's natural human habits. Okay, you're gonna be told one thing. You're gonna get influenced by other people, but I'm just telling you how I simply did it. Okay, it was simple. It was hustle over talent. That's all it did. And I'm going to preach this in every single video. You never hear me talk about some fancy word tracks. Yeah, I got them. I've used them. They work. But they're not always that needed. They're just not. Like, I listen to the ones on TikTok, and it's like, they're just not needed. They're just not. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys can refocus your mindset, because this car business, it doesn't matter if it's now or in the past. This car business has a lot of opportunity in it, and it's up for grabs. Because the other thing that I noticed is once people got into management, all of a sudden the hustle started to diminish because they finally made it. They finally made it. And if you're in a store and you have a manager at your store that doesn't talk to customers, I promise you that job's up for grabs. And if you're willing and you're able, that could be your position. Might not be in a year, it might not be in 2 years. But you got to be consistent every day. Show up with a purpose. Do everything to exceed expectation. And don't ask for anything. Don't ask for it. Yeah, you can let them know, but don't ask. You're not owed anything. Okay? Appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate you listening. Let me rant here for a bit. But it's a lot about mindset. So anyway, guys, hey, appreciate you again. Can't say it enough. I'm going to blow this channel up, and I'm going to keep going until I get one of those YouTube buttons. Actually, I've been thinking about this for a while now. My kid, 7 years old, he loves YouTube, and to him, I think one of those play buttons would mean the world, like to show him that it's possible. So I'm gonna set my goal, actually, my personal goal. Be a little selfish here. I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna do it without being the most talented. My videos aren't gonna be the most edited and in the highest class videos. I don't even care about that. I'm going to simply do this by the value that I give you guys. I'm going to give you so much value, and I'm not going to ask for anything in return. And I know that that's going to lead me to one of those play buttons. So, hey, if you could do me a favor, follow the channel, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want. Share the channel with somebody that needs a little bit of pick-me-up, needs a little bit of love. Let me know what you think about my sweatshirts. I don't expect you to buy one, but hey, let me know if there's anything I can do to make them better. Like, I got this new hat with the logo. I think that logo needs to come down a little bit. Pretty happy with these sweatshirts. Like I said, I don't expect you to buy one, but what I'd love for you to do is tell me how to get them better. So anyway, guys, make it happen. Stop making excuses. Have a great day. With your help, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done that, and most importantly, please send this video to 1 or 2 people that you know could really use some motivation, and maybe this video will just help them out.